My name is Eli.
I'm Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
And we are the YHWH Torah YouTube channel.
We are so glad you are joining us tonight. We know your time is very valuable.
And so we want to make the most of it. And we are going over the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator. And we are having some fun while we are doing it. And we thank you guys for joining us. And we are on the 15th commandment. And we do not actually know what that is yet. And so we're just reading through this up until we are finding them. And so we are actually in Genesis 26. And it begins. Verse 1. And there was a famine in the land, beside the first famine that was in the days of Abram. And YHWH went unto Abimelech, king of the Pelishtim, unto Gerar. And Yahuwah appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Mitzrayim, dwell in the land which I shall tell of you. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and will bless you. For unto you and unto your seed I will give all these counties. And I will perform the oath which I swore unto Abraham your father. And I will make your seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give your seed all these countries. And in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and did guard my watch, my commandments, my statutes, and my Torah. Okay, so there's no, guys, do anyone have any kind of commands that you see anything?
I don't think it's a command. He's just saying, since he followed him, you'll be blessed.
Yeah, and so this is something right here that if we are to look at this, and Abram is definitely a qualified person of the Most High. He is somebody who is a friend of the Most High. He's been accounted to him as a friend. And so if we look at qualities of somebody who is a friend of the Most High, it says he obeyed my voice, did guard my watch, my commandments, my statutes, and my Torah. So right there, he was walking and talking with the Most High because he obeyed his voice and heard him. And he does these things. So I guess my question to everybody out there is, are you guys friends of the Most High? Because if you see the qualifications other people who are friends of the Most High have, and you're not obeying the voice of Yah, and you're not guarding his watch, and you're not guarding his commandments, his statutes, and his Torah, then you're probably not a friend of the Most High, and that would make you, the opposite, an enemy. Yeah, Verse 6, And YHWH dwelt in Gerar, and the men of the place asked him of his woman. And he said, She is my sister. For he feared to say, She is my woman, lest, said he, the men of the place would kill me for Rivkah, because she was fair to look upon. So I don't know if this is a generational curse, or if this is like the same.
He pulled an Abraham.
He pulled an Abram, and
they keep lying about this.
Yeah, they do. They're liars.
Yeah, I mean, Abraham technically wasn't lying, but this one is definitely a lie.
Right, and why is he lying?
He's afraid for his life.
I mean, it's
almost a lack of faith thing.
It's a lack of faith
that Yah is going to protect them. He's just he's scared for his life. He's like, this is my sister. The poor kings of this land.
Well, yeah, and it must have been a different time in a different land. It's like somebody has a good-looking wife, and they're like, okay, that's mine, and you kill the dude and take the wife.
Surely he wouldn't fall for this twice, right?
Okay, verse 8, And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Pelishtim, looked out a window and saw, and behold, YHWH was sporting with Rivkah, his woman. And Abimelech called YHWH and said, Behold, of a surety she is your woman. And how said you, She is my sister? And YHWH said unto him, Because I said, Lest I die for her. And Abimelech said, What is this you have done unto us? One of the people might lightly have leaned with your woman, and you should have brought guiltiness upon us. And Abimelech charged all his people, saying, He that touches this man or his woman shall surely be put to death. Then YHWH sowed in that land, and received in that same year 100-fold, and Yahuwah blessed him. And the man waxed great, and went forward and grew until he became very great. For he had possessions of flocks and possessions of herds, and great store of servants, and the Pelishtim envied him. For all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father, the Pelishtim had stopped them, and filled them with the earth. And Abimelech said unto YHWH, Go from us, for you are much mightier than we. And YHWH departed thence, and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar, and dwelt there. And YHWH dug again the wells of water, which they had dug in the days of Abram his father, for the Pelishtim had stopped them after the death of Abram, and he called their names after the names by which his father had called them. And YHWH's servants dug in the valley, and found there a well of springing water. And the herdsmen of Gerar did strive with Yitzchak's herdsmen, saying, "The water is ours." And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. And they dug another well, and strove for that also. And he called the name of it Sitnah. And he removed from thence, and dug another well. For that they strove not. And he called the name of it Rechoboth. And he said, "For now Yahuwah has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land." So this is 3 wells, and we've talked about wells before on this. Maybe for those who haven't heard us talk about wells, guys, tell me what a process of a well looks like. A standard well. What do we do?
It's definitely a lot of work. So what you got to do is you have kind of like a little.
You just go pick a spot to begin with.
Pick a spot. You have a mini pry bar, a little pickaxe, some points, a shovel, and you have a smaller shovel when you get down the well. But you got to dig it out about like 3 feet by 3 feet, usually a 3-foot circle, and then you just dig down until you find water.
Yeah, you just keep going down,
And
so
sometimes there are very big rocks, and you need a big pulley system to pull them out.
And so we've had how many? 3
Three
3
successful.
successful and 2 that are not.
Yeah.
And they became a rock, and we don't know the difference between. We don't know how far the rock is. It seems like the rock is like overtaken the well, and so here we have 3 separate times. And the key to all life, and especially where we're out in the middle of nowhere, and if there's no pipes or anything running by us for water or anything of the sort. So if we don't have a well or a way to make water, get water, we don't have anything of that sort. So water is the key essential piece of life, and these guys were sitting here duking it out. And wells, a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff about wells. Wells are obviously not infinite, right? The water will disappear, and if these guys are trying to feed all of their herds, the reason these guys are striving with this is the wells are running out of water, and it takes time to refill a well, and you just can't go forever and let them ride. So that's why wells are wells. And he removed. Where are we at? Anyone?
See, we
23. And he went up from thence to Beersheba, and Yahuwah appeared unto him the same night, and said, "I am the Eloi of Abram your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and will bless you and multiply your seed for my sake, for my servant Abram's sake." And he built there an altar and called upon the name of Yahuwah, and pitched his tent there, and there Yitzchak's servants dug a well. What do you guys think of this experience? How would you guys react to something of this nature? I mean,
if something, it depends on what it looks like, If something appears like wild looking in the middle of the night, you're probably gonna be a little freaked out. And then he says Yahuwah, you might be a little calmer if you actually believe in him.
That'd be surreal. It'd be like a really crazy thing. Like Yahuwah comes down, personally talks with you, and is like, "I'm with you," and that's just like it's probably a really great feeling to hear.
yeah, I mean, what is a beam of light?
I don't know. You try to imagine this.
We know that we cannot see the face of Yahuwah and live,
Yeah.
and so there was something probably extraterrestrial style of like encounter. I'm not saying he was an alien. I'm just saying it was probably like a beam of light or something very strange. All right, so here we are. Where are we at, gentlemen?
26.
26. Then Abimelech went up to him from Gerar, and Akuzath, one of his friends, and Pictol, the chief captain of his army, and Yitzchak said unto them, "Wherefore come ye to me, seeing ye hate me, and have sent me away from you?" And they said, "We saw clearly that Yahuwah was with you." And we said, Let there be now an oath betwixt us, even betwixt us and you, and let us cut a covenant with you, that you will do us no hurt, as we have not touched you, and as we have done unto you nothing but good, and have sent you away in peace. You are now blessed of Yahuwah. And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. And they rose up early in the morning, and swore one to another. And Yitzchak sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Yitzchak's servants came, and told him concerning the well that they had dug, and said unto him, "We have found water." And he called it Sheva. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba unto this day. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to be his woman Yehudith, the daughter of Beeri the Chitti, and Basmath, the daughter of Elion the Chitti, which were a grief of mind unto Yitzchak and to Rivkah. Okay, so what happens here? Esau went and did what?
He did what he was told not to do. What Abraham had told his Eleazar to not do for Yitzchak. Do not get a woman of the Canaanites or the Kittites. Get them from my relatives. And
yeah, he's a bad dude. He was really bad to his parents. He didn't listen. He wasn't there for Yah. And he had basically all the chances in the world to be, walking with Yah, and he didn't. So, any commandments there, anyone?
I got nothing out of that one.
All right. Cade, Eli?
That's not.
Okay. 27:1. And it came to pass that when YHWH was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am. And he said, Behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray you, your weapons, your quiver, and your bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison. And make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, and that my soul may bless you before I die. And Rivkah heard when YHWH spoke to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison, and to bring it. And Rivkah spoke unto Yaakov her son, saying, Behold, I heard your father speak unto Esau your brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless you before Yahuwah before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command you. Go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for your father, such as he loves. All right, let's break this down right here. What do we got?
Deceiver.
Who?
I'd say Rivkah, Rebecca, and Yaakov.
Well, I mean, this dude doesn't want any part of this. I mean, that's what we'll see right here. I mean, so if he's a deceiver, and something that I've discussed with your mother, and I think Zach from New to Torah discussed this a little bit, that as a married couple, there are things that by the age that they were in the process of the marriage, number one, I don't think that she is going to deceive her Adonai like this. I believe this was a plan that was hatched between both of them. That
Send Esau away and have Jehu come in.
Like this was, they knew that Esau was out marrying people they did not like. The girls were probably disrespectful to the parents. The parents, the last dude they wanted to bless was Esau. And so it looks like a plan was probably hatched between them. And, it's like, how do you deceive someone to this nature? Yeah, maybe Yah helped them or something of the sort. But I believe this was the way that they made things right.
I mean, at this point, last chapter we saw that Esau was already 40 years old. Surely he couldn't get confused with his own son, right? Surely there was a lot of differences, maybe their voice or something that he...
Well, he talks about it. He says here shortly, so let's see how it goes down. Okay, where are we at?
Let's see.
11.
11. Okay, and before his death. And Yaakov said to Rivkah, his mother, Behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father perchance will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be your curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. All right, so who is breaking what law? What commandments are being broken here?
I think do not lie would be one of them.
Do not lie. Like if Abraham was truly... YHWH, excuse me. If YHWH was truly like really super old, then they really they bamboozled him.
I don't know why they just didn't send him away and then call out Yaakov, come here real quick, come here, I'm gonna bless you.
Because that wouldn't seem organic. That wouldn't seem organic, and in Esau would blame the parents for this entire thing. The parents are able to wash their hands. I'm just really old. I didn't.
There's just a lot of complexity to this whole situation.
So at this point, I'm thinking that Rebecca and Isaac had hatched a plan, and Yaakov didn't know about the plan. Jacob, he knew about the plan. So he's like, hey, I'm going to get cursed for this. And like, no, don't worry, you'll be fine. Your curse will be on me. So they know what's going to... She knows that he's going to get blessed.
Yeah, and I mean, the mother and the father, the last thing they want to do is have the right blessing go to the wrong child. And so based upon where he was, the blessing should have definitely gone to Esau. Okay, except, he traded off all of his blessings and things of that nature. So here we go. 14. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rivkah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Yaakov, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. Now, Esau was either like
Sasquatch?
Sasquatch. I was going to say like some hairy feller. Yes.
Goat's fur is big, unless they're shaving it way down, and he's just got hair on his neck like a normal thing.
You could definitely, from being on the farm, I'm going to expose us. We don't smell great. I'm telling you what, we're down south, and I remember being up in Babylon, and we're all about staying primpy and fresh and deodorant on and all this stuff. I don't know. It's just so hot down here. It's like the last thing on our mind. And so, yeah, sorry, folks. But you're going to have those clothes, the raiment. It's going to smell funky. Like there's going to be a difference between Esau and Yaakov for sure. The dude who's outside is going to smell like smoke and everything else. And the dude inside is probably not going to be quite that different. So anyway, where are we? 16. And she put the skins of the kids, I think we did 17, upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck, and she gave the savory meat and the bread, which she prepared in the hand of her son, Yaakov. And he came unto his father and said, my father, my father. And he said, here I am. Who are you, my son? And Yaakov said unto his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. So it's some Torah breaking here.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some lies.
Breaking Torah. I have done according as you bade me. Arise, I pray you, sit and eat of my venison, that your soul may bless me. Now I can tell you guys, even though the older twins sound a lot alike, and a lot of times in your lives, I can still tell just by how you talk, how you say it, what you say. I don't need to see you to understand who you guys are. So again, he must be getting really super old, but yet he doesn't die for a few more chapters after this. So it seems like he's still in okay health. I don't know. You tell me. Okay. I pray, sit and eat of my venison. Where are we at, gentlemen? Because I got to keep
You're
on track
on
here.
20.
20. And Yitzchak said unto his son, how is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? Another lie. And he says, because Yahuwah Eloheka brought it to me. And I guess that's not exactly a lie, but I mean, I guess we got to define what white lies are and how. What
His mom would have got the food.
Yeah, well, Yahuwah technically somehow brought it to him. And Yitzchak said unto Yaakov, come near, I pray you, that I may feel you, my son, whether you may be my very son Esau or not.
He grabs up and feels naked. He's like, go. All right, it's Jacob. We're good.
Dude, I could tell you Yaakov was like sweating bullets right there. It was like game over. He doesn't know dad and mom are in the ruse. They know all this.
Yeah,
and so he's just like,
man.
he's like, this is going down. He must have filmed me now. He's like,
they're 40 years old, man. You surely by 40 years you know them apart easily without seeing them.
You've lived with them literally every single day of their lives. You're like in the same house together for like 4
dude, they
years.
gotta
That's
have
insane.
totally different voices. Like Esau's sounds is gonna be like some gruff mountain dude. Oh, it does? Okay. Okay, thanks, Nicole. Verse 22.
Yep.
And Yaakov went near unto Yitzchak, his father, and he felt him and said, the voice is Yaakov's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau.
He's like sitting there like, all right, checks out. This is definitely Yaakov.
Well, it says that he discerned him not, or he probably concerned him not with the issue, because his hands were hairy and his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. His hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands. And he said, verse 24, are you my son Esau? And he said, I am. So we have like major lies before the cock crows. I mean, if we're talking like
This is one of the wildest generation lines of the Messiah, man.
let your curse fall on me. You know, if he would have been exposed here, man, he could have totally had a curse.
Well, would
in
he
here.
have been cursed though? Would if he just been all right? Would
I don't think he's going to be deceptive. I don't think, unless this guy, the old man, was like senile.
Unless he
and
like completely lost his mind.
just out of control.
I mean, how old is he at this point? If he was 60 when
And they're at
she
least
had
40.
the kid?
He's at least 100 right now.
He's 100 years old.
You probably might lose your mind at this age. I don't know. Okay,
Never
where we
been
at?
that
You like,
25.
25. And he said, bring it near me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless you. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Yitzchak said unto him, come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near, and kissed him. And he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which Yahuwah has blessed me.
He's out there rolling around and
I'll tell you guys too as well. I mean, for people out there, every one of my kids like will hug and kiss me a little bit differently. It's not the same. Every single kid, you could tell. If I was totally blind, I could tell which kid was giving me a hug just by how they give you a hug. So, again, this would have been completely awkward. Like he would not hug like Esau hugged. He would not. You know, it's like who knows? It's hard to emulate things like this. So either the Yitzchak is like out of
questionable behavior.
yeah. All right, so 28, right?
Yep.
Therefore, Elohim give you of the dew of heaven. Here comes the blessing, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you. And notice he didn't say, therefore Esau, let Elohim. He started off and just said it generic. Therefore, Elohim give you of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be Gevir,
Master.
Lord, Gevir, one who is strong and valiant, who rules and prevails over another, over your brethren. Sorry, Esau. And let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone that curses you, and blessed be he that blesses you. This is a Christian. I get this. We get this on this channel. Everybody that comes to this channel that starts playing on the music section, they're like, bless Israel. They're like, bless Israel. And that's what we learned in the Christian church, that if you curse Yisrael, you will be cursed. But if you bless Yisrael, you'll be blessed. So we're always sitting around praying for Israel all the time. And, they're the dudes on the land are poachers. They're Turks. They're not the real dudes. And they're not keeping the law, statutes, commands of our Creator. They're keeping 25 other books, which are contrary to the Torah, and so they're not the people of Yah. But the people of Yah are us, the people that are researching out right now, being Bereans that are studying to show ourselves approved unto God, and workmen who needeth not to be ashamed, as we're rightly dividing the word of truth. Right? So here we are. Let's roll. And it came to pass, as soon as Yitzchak had made an end of blessing Yaakov, and Yaakov was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Yitzchak. I bet he was running.
Yeah, after the blessing, I would have been gone.
I'm totally gone. I've been
I would
up
like,
in the mountains.
yeah, I would have been sitting out of the house for a few hours.
But Esau's, he's a mad hunter, so that dude's gonna be on your trail right out the gate. It's gonna be like Paranoia City.
Better be sitting in that tent and
Yep.
have that tent shut good.
And Yaakov was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Yitzchak, his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that your soul may bless me. And Yitzchak, his father, said unto him, who are you? And he said, I am your son, your firstborn Esau. And Yitzchak trembled very exceedingly, and said, who? Where is he that has taken venison, and brought it to me, and I have eaten of all before you came, and have blessed him? Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me.
I feel like it was rubbing. Oh yeah, he's so blessed.
Oh, it gets worse than that. Here comes the blessing for him. Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, your brother came with subtlety, and has taken away your blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Yaakov? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. What is Yaakov mean?
Hill catcher.
Yeah, hill catcher. The patriarch, half brother. Okay, or it's not the same one. He's not the half brother. And he says, is he not rightly named Yaakov? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, have you not reserved a blessing for me? And Yitzchak answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him your Gever, and master. And all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with grain and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto you, my son? And Esau said unto his father, have you but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. I can imagine. And Yitzchak his father answered and said unto him, behold, your dwelling shall be in the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by your sword shall you live, and shall serve your brother. And it shall come to pass, when you shall have the dominion, that you shall break his yoke from off your neck. And Esau hated Yaakov because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of my mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Yaakov. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rivkah. And she sent and called Yaakov, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, your brother Esau, as touching you, comforts himself, purposing to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and rise. Flee to Lavan, my brother, in Haran. Lavan means what, folks?
Laban.
Laban. It's Laban, and it's, didn't we have a name for this?
Yeah, that's
Isn't it
something.
like white or something?
Yeah, that was like white man or something.
Something, yeah, you can definitely owned him. Now, therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise. Flee to Lavan, my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days until your brother's fury turn away. Until your brother's anger turn away from you, and he forget that which you have done to him. Then I will send and fetch you from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? And Rivkah said to Yitzchak, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Keth. If Yaakov take a woman of the daughters of Keth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, What good shall my life do me? Okay, so we are at 24 minutes, and this is that's only the second chapter. So let's do the third one. Everyone still good?
Yeah, no command yet.
All right. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about the world out there? How'd the world go? So the boys are down. We had to send them off to the city. So we're in an undisclosed place in the South or South America. So we had to send them to the big city.
The countryside of the world.
Yeah, the countryside of the world. And these guys have been like homeschooled for the very beginning of time. We don't get out very much, but they had to go renew their passports, and so they got to go see the big city. They got to see the women dressed as they dress, the world as it lives, and the horns and honks and the U.S. Embassy. How was that, boys?
Yeah, city is loud. People dress terribly. It's very worldly place.
We haven't seen a car in nearly 4 years here.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Just a joke. So anyway, tell me about the big city life, guys. How was it?
It was really loud.
How did the girls dress?
Honestly, awfully, very awful. I did not expect, because nobody where we live dressed like that.
Dude,
Where-
you get stoned in jail for this.
Yeah, okay, so I mean, if you were out there looking for if you had to go find a woman out in the world today, what would you look for in a quality of a woman?
I wouldn't even look inside the city, to be honest.
Well, the first thing is
Wouldn't be looking anywhere at this point.
lots of clothes. Like
Yeah.
the girls are like dressed like old school, like long dresses and clothes. Dude, those are beautiful women. But unfortunately, you're now stuck into a world that a Cobra Commander has come and has inoculated everybody. Now everybody's all wacky, and everybody's bumping into you with cell phones, and it's just
Yeah, because we are bus stops at a mall, and everybody gets off, and everybody's heads are on their phone. We're just trying to get to our hotel. We're just trying to get there. We're just trying
This
to
is
find.
the first time they've-
trying to find an Uber to the hotel, and we don't have Uber where we're at. This is like a kind of a new thing to us. Uber, I think we've used like once before. We went like years ago,
this is the first time the boys have literally ever
and these
been away
people
from
are like
the house.
slamming into us, and we're like,
They-
"Yo, I'm sorry."
They
I
look up
exist,
and like, oh, sorry, and like you keep getting out of the way for people to keep running.
"Oh,
into
sorry, I
you.
exist." I guess.
Did
Sorry,
you guys
I'm
turn the
walking-
TV on in the motel?
No.
Not at all. Nothing at all. Yeah, but you got GMO'd out. We haven't eaten out we never eat out. There's no such thing. So what did you guys do when you guys splurged? Where did you go?
We went to Domino's.
We did go to Domino's.
Domino's, and you've been thinking about
Sorry.
that. Yeah, no. So we
It was
don't.
like
we
all
don't.
there was to eat in that city.
Yeah, and all that food is completely GMO'd out. Everything that is out there in the world is completely GMO'd out. So did you guys make it healthily there all night? You
No.
made it there. You were
Jaden was-
blowing chunks
Yeah, I
by.
Jim was
10,
throwing up like,
9.
let's see. Our pizza was late. They decided they weren't going to deliver because they couldn't figure out where the hotel was, even though it was 4 minutes away. So
We
then
eat
called them
organic, too.
4 more times.
It's-
And so what was it like? It was like, what, 2 hours after we ate, you're just throwing up everywhere?
Yeah, it was real bad.
It's like 15, 16 years of eating organic, and then you guys just had to go blow a night on the city.
You hear cars and...
Hours away from us, 7 to 8 hours away from us. So it was an experience. And are you guys ready? This is the world. You guys ready?
Yeah,
for this
no,
world?
I think I would prefer countryside over city life. City life is like it's just too loud. It's just
Yeah, and you guys live. We don't see people. We never see anyone here.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
nobody around.
Everywhere you go, there's hundreds of people every
There's
direction.
like thousands of people in this mall, and I'm like, wow, why are there so many people? Why are they on their phones? My biggest question is, why were they on their phones? Why are they bumping into me? Why wouldn't you stop hitting me?
Guys, and if I could give you the vision of a couple of homeschoolers that have never been outside the house, and as they look outside the house and they look around in wonderment of everything around them.
It wasn't that bad.
It was close.
No.
But anyway, all right. Well, that's the world. You guys ready for it? You guys enjoy this world?
no.
No.
You ready to go out there, or you want to stay home and have the cows
Country road.
take us to the place? All right. Well, you and John Denver.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. All right. So, no lessons. Are there any lessons for anybody out there? Is there anything godly out there?
Oh yeah.
Dress well. Please put some clothes
Oh,
on.
hey. So before you guys left, I tasked you with fishing for men. How did that go? Tell me about this guy you met. I heard about this.
So, all right, we gotta start before. So we're getting ready to leave. We hit our bus stop right before we leave town, and this bus passed us. He waved his finger at us, told us to like get bent basically, and we're like, we didn't know why. And I'm like, I was real upset about it because we want to get there on time. We didn't want to get there like
We're
at
white
midnight.
in a dark colored country, so sometimes buses give us the finger and they keep on rolling.
Yeah, they did. He did. And I was like, wow, okay, thanks. And then I got on the next bus and I sat next to this guy, and it's a Sunday. It was a Sunday when we went out, so he's listening to this Christian sermon and talking about Jesus and how like they're all the same. You gotta pray, and the guy ends off in the sermon praying to Jesus. It was all in Spanish, and I asked the guy, I said, "Are you Christian?" He says, "Yes." And I'm like, "Do you read your Bible?" And he's like, sometimes, like, you should read your Bible more often. So we got into it, and I started talking to him about the Torah and asked him what he thinks about that. And he's like, he had really no idea. So I started explaining to him basically what Christ did for us, or Yeshua. I explained to him the names, and I explained to him the Torah. I explained to him the end goal of our salvation. And by the end of it, he was like in tears, saying, this morning, he's like, I was praying to God. I said, please, I need direction. I need sign in my life, what I do. So he's like, you were the direction. I'm like, yeah. He's like, he's got a family. He's got kids. I'm like, please read your Bible with your family. So he said he's going to start in Genesis. I don't know what he's doing now, but hopefully he's reading Genesis. He says he's going to start from the beginning of the Bible and read all the way through with his family, depending on how long it takes. He works from way far, like 4 hours from home every single day.
So it's the bottom line is a guy had prayed for a messenger to come by and somebody to help him, and you guys just happened to come by, and you were tasked. Not only were you tasked, I told you guys don't take this mission without ministering to these people. Since you speak the language, you guys speak Spanish, you guys could be sitting out there on the soapbox, and you guys could be teaching the gospel. You guys can tell the people the good news. Unlike, people just don't know this kind of stuff out in here. So anyway, it was a blessing. It was a blessed trip, and these boys got to see a little bit of the world. And I guess they're going to.
I don't want to see it again.
Yeah, I guess they're going to stay sheltered. So that we're stuck down here, and that's it. All right, Genesis 28.
20. Yeah, 20.
Is it 28?
Yeah, 28.
20. All right, and Yitzchak called El Yaakov and blessed him, and charged him and said unto him, "You shall not take a woman of the daughters of Canaan." So I guess they made up. I guess they figured it out. Pops,
Pops, I guess, wasn't so angry after all.
I put on. I wonder if how do you go down? With the
if
help
I-
of your wife, with the help of my mother, we ran one on you. And I don't know how that went down.
I know.
But anyway,
I'd be really angry at everyone for making sure my firstborn that was supposed to get the blessing didn't get his blessing. That'd make me really upset.
I would destroy the entire house. I would be so upset with all of you.
Everyone
Like
should
if
get cursed.
the wife was in on this, I would totally be involved. I would be upset on the whole thing. I would understand it, and I'd probably be relieved that's how it went down, but I'm thinking to myself, am I this old that these guys have to run trains on me like this, and this is the way it goes? I'd be upset. Anyway,
Unless it was staged.
Unless it was staged and it was all part of the game, and you were just an actor in a theatrical experience just for Esau's own endeavor.
Getting hoaxed.
Yep, hoaxing good. So anyway, he's talking to him, and why is he talking to him right now?
Because he's about to leave. He's about to take
But
off.
why? Why is he specifically having this conversation with him right here?
Because he does not want
Because his
him.
mother was very upset, and she was like, "Hey, if my life, everything will be over. If this guy takes a wife from the children of Keth, this is going to be over." And so he's having one final conversation. He says, "You shall not take a woman of the daughters of Canaan. Arise," verse 2, "go to Padam Aram, to the house of Bethel, your mother's father, and take you a woman from thence of the daughters of Lavan, your mother's brother." And El Shaddai, what is El Shaddai, folks?
It's Yahuwah, but I don't know what the.
Does anyone know what
The
it
L
is?
isn't. That is enough.
The L is enough. Mine doesn't come up on mine.
The L that is enough.
The L that is enough. Yeah, it's not. I'm seeing the love. I'm trying to push on it. And El Shaddai bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may be a multitude of people. And give you the blessing of Abraham to you and to your seed with you, that you may inherit the land wherein you are a stranger, which Elohim gave unto Abram. And Yitzchak sent away Yaakov, and he went to Padam Aram unto Laban, son of Bethuel the Amori, the brother of Rivkah, Yaakov's and Esau's mother. When Esau saw that Yitzchak had blessed Yaakov and sent him away to Padam Aram to take him a woman from thence, and that as he blessed him, he gave him a charge, saying, "You shall not take a woman of the daughters of Canaan," and that Yaakov obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Padam Aram. And Esau seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not Yitzchak his father, then went Esau unto El Yishmael and took unto the woman which he had Machaleth, the daughter of Yishmael, Avram's son, the sister of Neviath, to be his woman. So this guy not only is he just an outcast from his family, and he's cursed now, and he's literally
He's
cursed.
like a proud rebel.
Yeah, and then this is just spiteful. This is what kids are really spiteful.
I thought he'd go back into Canaan. He'd go back into Canaan and get another one.
Yeah, this is just really just kind of spitting on your family here. And Yaakov went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows, and laid down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed. And behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of Elohim ascending and descending on it. And behold, Yahuwah stood above it and said, I am Yahuwah Elohai, of Abraham your father, and the Elohai of Yitzchak. The land whereon you lie, to you will I give it, and to your seed. And your seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south, and in you and in your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Anyone see any commandments here yet?
Nothing.
Are you sure? Because he's sitting here talking, there's stuff's coming out here, right? And he's saying things, right? And your
He's
seed
just
shall be
saying,
as the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and the south. I mean, is that a command? He's talking.
No.
I feel like it's saying that he's going to multiply so much, he's just going to be everywhere.
Well, I mean, what happens if you just would spread out to the south? He gave him this is a command here. He's like, spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, to the south. I don't know. Nicole, you have anything? This is verse 14, 28:14. And your seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west, and to the east, to the north, to the south, and in you, and in your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So I mean, I don't know. I guess.
I don't think it's really a command.
I mean, if you had a huge family, you would all
I
want
think
to
it
go
goes along with multiply.
multiply. All right. If anyone out there has any kind of info for us, let us know. Verse 15. And behold, I am with you, and will guard you in all places whither you go, and will bring you again into this land. For I will not leave you until I have done that which I have spoken to you of. And Yaakov awoke out of his sleep, and he said, Surely Yahuwah is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, How dreadful is this place! This is none other but the house of Elohim, and this is the gate of heaven.
I wonder where that was at.
Huh?
I wonder where that was at.
Yeah, that wonder where it was at. How about them rocks he slept on, right? I mean, he just like literally slept on some rocks, and this was probably the best night's sleep he had up
Well,
until
he
this.
gives the place a name, so if there's any hope of finding it.
Okay, and he called the name of the place Bet El, but the name of that city was called Luz at the first. I bet everybody over there in Israel knows
You
this.
skipped a
Did I
verse.
say? Did it say
We're
18?
on 18.
Okay, and Yaakov rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillows and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon the top of it. So I guess back in the day they knew what pillows were.
Is that a comfortable rock? Was that comfortable? I
That
mean,
was a heck of a rock. I bet you could get a
I
comfortable
mean, he stood
rock.
up as a column. How big is the column? Like a little.
It'd be a small rock, but it'd
it's like
probably
a
be
little,
a flat
it's
rock.
like a little thing.
As long as a flat rock, you could do it.
You're
I
not
think
taking
you're
like
right.
sleeping gear with him. I mean, you just go by himself. That was it. Just one pair of clothes. I mean,
Well, that's probably an awesome rock. I'd take that rock with me when I left.
I'd say he actually left it as a memorial, but that's all right.
And he called the name of the place Bet El, but the name of that city was called Luz at the first. And Yaakov vowed a vow, saying, If Elohim will be with me and will guard me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall Yahuwah be my Elohim. And this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be Elohim's house. And of all that you shall give me, I will surely give the 10th to you. Okay, this is a tithing thing, and this is a this is somebody making a commitment back to Yah. So this is an addition to a different kind of Torah, because he's giving stipulations to Yah. He goes, if you'll give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, then you will be my
Elohim.
Yeah, my
I'll give
Elohim.
you 10th of everything I have.
Yeah, and so the Christians will say this right here, that this is where you need to give a 10th to Elohim. And I would say, well, actually, let me see what you guys say. What do you guys say?
I would say this is him personally giving it to it, and we should give it to the Levites, not the church.
Well, let's say that Elohim was walking with us, and then this is what he just made a deal straight with Elohim. There were no Levites, there were no nothing. He just made a straight deal that he
I
would
feel like
give.
his 10% was like in sacrifices himself, when he would make the sacrifice himself.
Maybe he took 10%, and maybe he would go clothe the poor. Maybe he would go make a change, or maybe
He was
would
doing
do something.
something good with it. He was not like keeping it for himself. He was putting it to use, whatever he was
So is a 10%? I mean, is this a command?
No.
Why?
Because it's a personal vow that he made with Yahuwah.
But
We
it
get
says
the
right
10% much later on in Leviticus about the Levites, giving them the 10% every year. But here he's just saying, I'm going to give you a 10% of everything that I produce, everything that I profit off of.
What do you guys think about making this I don't know, a vow with Yahuwah? Say, hey, as long as I have food and raiment. I mean, what happens when you don't have food, and what happens when you don't have raiment? Are you going to give up Yah? What happens when you're being tested?
I would say no, but keep being faithful to your
Like,
commitment.
whatever
too.
you have, keep giving that 10%. I mean,
He is faithful. I mean,
I felt like it's testing. I felt like something like that would be testing our Creator. Say, hey, as long as you give me food to eat and clothes. I mean, we're not promised that. None of us are promised food. None of us are promised tomorrow. None of us are promised health, and none of this has to do with is Yah blessing us or not. I mean, a lot of it has the conditions of the world, the conditions of our environment. I mean, people are dying all the time because they're in an exposed environment. We have toxins all around us from the trash they drop in the sky, all over the top of us, all the way to the food that is GMO'd out, the red 4, red 40s, yellow 5, aspartame, all of this stuff. It completely is poisonous, and it's. There's stuff in the United States food supply that is outlawed across the world, and I think it's blue 4, blue 40s, things of that nature. And it's, even Subway, you're eating yoga mats and things of that nature inside of that. And it may taste super great, but the chemicals that are in there are the same stuff that is in yoga mats. So we are being deceived on every kind of level, and I think the only way that we'll never, ever be deceived is by understanding the law, statutes, and commands of our Creator. And I think the more that we are studying this and that we are studying ourselves to be approved, understanding the stuff, and I mean, we can't just take a man's word for it who's standing in a pulpit, because most of these guys go to a school and they're indoctrinated and they're told what to believe, and it's contrary to what the Bible says because they've never read the book which they're trying to teach from, or they haven't read it enough. And so, anyway, that is that. The Torah is all things good. I don't see anything wrong with the Torah. I don't see anything cursing with the Torah. I see us being cursed by not following the Torah. Eli, what do you think? Let's wrap this up.
You get blessings from the Torah and not cursing.
Okay, and gentlemen, what else you got for everyone?
I want to go into the thing about Isaac, where he's like, "I will, since your father followed the Torah, I will bless you." So that pretty much can still apply. Like, if your parents follow Torah, you have children, you follow Torah, your children will be blessed because of your following.
But if your parents weren't following the Torah, there's generational curses.
Right, and there's generational curses because you'll end up doing stuff that is contrary to the Torah that you'll continue on doing. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the Torah that is a guide for life. It is really like food for the soul. And if we're keeping the Torah, we are walking in righteousness. Now, guys, is by keeping the Torah, is this your salvation?
No.
Where is salvation found?
Yehoshua.
Who's Yehoshua?
He is the son of Yahuwah.
That's Jesus the Christ.
His name was never Jesus because there was no J's in Hebrew, and Jesus didn't come around until many years later.
So I was told when I was a Christian that I just need to ask Jesus into my heart, and I need to follow the Romans road to Christianity. So that's what they actually call it. They call it the Romans. I think it's Romans road.
Romans road to salvation.
Yeah, that's it. Romans road to salvation. It's all Paul said. Paul said. Paul said.
And again, he was speaking to the Romans, and that wasn't all for us, but we can take good things out of it and apply it to our lives. But he was talking to the Romans and replying to a letter they had written him.
Yeah, and again, the commands of Yah are super simple. Guys, we have them right here. We don't even have to go over them because we've already gone over these here to an ad nauseum. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, have dominion over it. Every herb-bearing tree is for food. Men and women should build their families, master sin. Every clean moving thing that lives shall be food for you. Don't eat the blood. Walk before me and be perfect. Guard Yahuwah's covenant. Every male should be circumcised at 8 days old. And teach your children the commands and guard the way of Yahuwah. So when we put these on the cross and we say they don't apply to us anymore, then we're really slapping our Creator and we're really slapping ourselves. We might as well just be slapping ourselves because we're just really ignorant. We shouldn't be doing this. All right, much love to everybody out there. Thank you guys so much. Everybody who made it this far, we do appreciate it. And much love.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.